Hi guys. Okay, so today we are working on 8.4 and I did give you note sheets on this. I'm hoping you can see it pretty clearly today. So you have your note sheets. If you didn't pick them up in class, I actually attached them to the website so you can print them out. You are going to need the note sheets so that you can follow along because it's word problems. So we've been working on systems of equations, right? And systems of equations are when we have two equations with two unique variables, two different variables in them. And the three ways that we could solve a system was by graphing, by using the substitution method, okay, or by using what we called elimination or linear combination, okay? And so a couple of things though when we get started on word problems we need to remember. We have to understand what the perimeter of a rectangle is. So I'd like you to go ahead and draw a rectangle, okay? The longest side of the rectangle we call the length. We always label that with an L. And the shorter side we call the width. So if I asked you to find the perimeter, we know that opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. Perimeter means everything around the figure. So if I were to ask you to find the perimeter of this particular figure, you would do L plus W plus L plus W. We could combine like terms. So the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle is 2L plus 2W, okay? It's going to be helpful when we're doing some of these word problems. These are just things that you should know from a previous course. All right, finding the area of a rectangle. We have worked on this area formula a lot. I want everybody to know it. If I have a rectangle with a length of L and a width of W, to find the area, you multiply the length times the width, okay? So perimeter, we add up the sides. Area, we multiply the length times the width. And since it's area, we know our answer is always in square units. Whatever the units may be, okay? The last thing, and I'm going to talk about it, you may have seen this in another class, but we're going to talk about this term complementary angles. Complementary angles, and I'm hoping that you've seen it before, but if not, here we go. Complementary angles are two angles that equal 90 degrees, okay? So for example, here's an angle. If I put a little box there, I know you know that means that's a 90-degree angle. That's one angle. But if I were to do this, and I were to tell you that this was 30 and this was 60, 30 and 60 do add to 90, so 30 and 60 are complementary angles. All right, what if I did this now? I gave you a 90-degree angle, and I said that this angle here was 20. How would we find the other angle? I'm hoping you're saying that it would be 90 minus 20, which would give me 70. And again, 70 plus 20 equals 90, so these are complementary angles. All right, let's take that one step further. So now I give you a 90-degree angle. I tell you that the angle is X. How do we find the other angle? Okay, find the other angle by following the same process. What did we do with the 20? We subtracted it from 90, so here we're going to just subtract, and it would be 90 minus X. And I'm just going to make sure that everybody can see everything. I want this video to look nice. Okay, perfect. So anytime we're talking about complementary angles in a word problem, I want you to realize that you could use X is one of the angles, and 90 minus X would be the complement. We may need that, okay, and I'll remind you when we do, okay? All right, so getting started. We're going to be writing systems of equations and then using the processes we know to solve them based on a word problem. In order to write any word problem, we did it with lines, we have to set our variables, and we're going to do this every single time. I will take off if you're not writing your variables down. So, the sum of two numbers is 115, the difference is 21, find the numbers. So in this case, we've got two numbers, and they're different. Okay, so we would say that X is one of the numbers, and we're going to let Y be the other number, the second number. So we use what we know and our variables to write an equation. The sum of two numbers Is means equals 115.